Oh. Somebody ball out one. Somebody say take them out. Lift them and say mighty God. Reverse them. Move them. Pull them out. Spray them out. Every cockroach, every rat, every criminal. Reverse them. Every chichi boy. Pull them out. Out of parliament. Every criminal. Every scammer whose account can't count. All of them whose account can't count. Back them out. Spray them. They push them. Some push up in our parliament. Run them out. I drink out the milk. Pull them out. Pull them out. Mighty God. Reverse them. Reverse them. Indict them. Mighty God. Mighty God. Mighty God. Holy Ghost. Send a Holy Ghost. I spit them. Deport them. Out of God's house. Some people in there won't get deported. Back of the yard. Send them back. Jezebel. Delilah. Send them back. At the yard. Ahab. Send them back anywhere they come from. Kingston, St. Andrew, Portland, St. Mary. Me I go St. Mary.
Oh, where you watch? Look where you watch. Know where you watch. Choose the right thing to watch. And this enough to watch. Sticky Stucky Sweet TV with Keith Gag on Facebook and YouTube. And that enough to watch. The movie star fly take off from Palpatine TV. So that boom.
A big sound, a big tune.
Ja Holy Emmanuel, I boy. Ja Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. Well, Gideon go busting out them head again. So much oppression poor people face right now. Them crying out for freedom. Them crying out for free speech. Then said them want to stand up like them black liberators, like Malcolm X and Martin Luther and the ancient monarchy where come pave the way, sir. Free up black people from me tear down them fence, yeah. Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon, well, the Gideon go busting out them head. I listen, I the power of the Trinity. Give us the teaching of His Majesty, and we know war, not every...
Blue, Mr. Gargan, blue. Blue till me dance up me toe.
Woman, you sexy from your born. Walkie, woman. You born sexy. You sexy from your born. Spin your roll, make them see the bumper. And no dumper. Walkie, woman. Woman, you sexy from your born. Walkie, woman. Me like how you walk. You just a walkie. And a talkie up. You back it up, cock it up, fling it up, ice it up. The thing pretty and buffy. Walkie, woman. You know sucky. You like when me shooby up. Walkie, woman. Me like when you sweaty and wetty. Just like when rain a fall off of your body like a raindrop. Walkie, woman. Me like when you wake up and you put on your makeup. Then you say you want a brace up, not tears up. Make me feel up. Then we kiss up, and the lips. That and the split up. Yo, walkie, woman. Me like how you walk. You just a walkie, and a talkie up. Yo, the thing pretty and buffy. You know floppy, or sappy. Your skin smooth like a young baby body. That's why them a watchy, and a chatty. Woman, you sexy from walkie. Yo, me like when you wake up and you put on your makeup. Then you say you want come brace up. Yo, make we kiss up, woman. You sexy from your and the lips, not on the split up. Yo, walkie. You just a walkie. Walkie, woman. Me like how you walk. Woman, you sexy from your band. You like when me draw the long gun and me stick you up. Walkie, just a pinty up. Whoa, walkie. Woman, you sexy from your band. Woman, you sexy from your band. Woman, you sexy from your band. Woman, you sexy from your band.
Yes, up and running, up and gunning. Sticky Stocky Sweet TV, Keith Gargan, Cassava, Mind Over Matter, up and running. Blessed Saturday evening. Hope everybody in a good health as they should. You know what I mean? So, with that, so, anyway, this is something I'm going to need to talk about. I'm going to take it serious. Because a lot of people now talk about this. One and few people raise it. But when I look back to it and look back on it, I say, boy, something worthwhile talking about, you know? So we are talking about now Andrew Holness. Because I see something happen with the whole party. I say, well, then that's supposed to go on. You know? Even the opposition is supposed to lick out on that. Because that could never go on nowhere in a civilized country. Right? You have Andrew Wallace, what them a do? And I'm talk about people who really don't go down certain road, you know. But it look like them really a celebrate gangsterism in the party. And it lead to criminalism. Because how can JLP I use that word show up so long and the PMP party understand about that. That could never happen in America. That could never happen in England. We don't talk about them two countries, but no other civilized country. These are first world countries. This is the West. This is just not some fucking dark time. And look for them I use this thing. Our Andrew Wallace come do other days. 2016, when he win the election, him really publicize, he publicize it more. Because him have an intention to use that word. He never really used before, and the people know so well then it a come from down the south. Me not say about the gangster thing, you know. Me not talk about the gangster thing and the gangster role, because we grew up in that. Just because some people come here and say me look to be alive as a youth. So gangster thing and I fight against that. Me I talk about the principle, right? The principle of something as a political party. If you use that rascal word, shower labor right. I come from this so. From Jim Brown them time. Claudimus up, well, Jim Brown, when I talk about Claudimus up, and a film time that, and I wasn't film time yet, but he talk about the cook them, right? So, and that's how the people know the story, it's out there. There's nothing to hide. So you can talk about something we're out there, publicized, all right? But when I say, well, in America couldn't really, you have Democratic Party, you have the Republican in America. Them couldn't dare name them party after the mafia them. None of them. Al Capone or whatever you want to call it. No, them gonna do that. Never work. Same with England. They could never name a party after the Craigs them. One of the top gangsters when out England where a lot of people get murdered. So we talk about shower now, wait. When them say, me I listen to something and I say 1,000 of people get murdered. And them know how it used to go. But now make up the story. As me say, it's not about the gangster them. We grew up in that. So I'm not talk about that. But when them link it, that word, and Andrew come personally, if he come and really, from beginning, him have that intention. Can you see? Him call himself Bro God. Them a do all kind of things and it's all about badness and gangster thing. And yet them say them a fight war and them a fight war upon gangster and at the same time them a use it. I mean, I know the PMP them really sit down and really tackle them that about that. That could never happen in fucking them rule of the England laws, you know. So why nobody no say nothing? I make them people that come talk about shower labor right. Them know what is shower. Right, every rascal at 80s. When people, how them can I use a name like that? You know, a political party was supposed to pull up democratic values and things like that. How can them do that and get away with it? So what them a do? Them push the badness as a badness party and them a do everything as that. It's like them a do it diplomatic and the PMP them a taking them a get away with it. You know, balance is not a balance, it's not a plain level field out there at all. Because it shouldn't be like that. I'm gonna like it. I'm not no sense seeing that because I'm not supposed to out there to guide the people in our right way. You can't you affiliate yourself with a word would mean thousands of people dead under that regime. I wanna use that in our party. Like when I glorify it. When I glorify it. Even when Edo, you know, you call it Eddie or Edo, Siago, was around. They don't even use that too much of them fucking like Andrew Wallace, you know. Him come and glorify it more. Right? Him come and glorify it more. And when we look on it, I say that can't right, you know. If you're a political party who people have voted for, where they're supposed to hold the law, that are the last thing them should really connect to them party. But the Andrew Wallace come stir it up back. He write the script. So when them do it in the music, when them political wing, show, all these rascal things, show a labor right. All of the COVID, when they're supposed to that turn on them yeah, them out there in a party, a drink champagne. So I pay badness. So them use badness in everything. Them use badness at the by-election and try to claim it when them fucking lose. Them come and use badness again in the general election and steal election. So badness that is so when them say show, them know what them a say. And PMP asleep on them things there. So all of them things there, well then what go happen next time round? If them allow to get rid of them things there, and PMP quiet on it, I may go to the roots, you know, so I may say me no give a fuck when me talk about certain things because as me say, me know say well then boom. Me a real original PMP. So I show Max Lab the other day. Yesterday, how it bun right at the front, we should do the part. Don't just appear PMP, that's how we grow up. You go on a speed, that's same thing. Germ will go right up in the jungle. So, when we attack, we know so we attack, but we have to talk with something where we see. Can't be right. Can't be right in the God side, can't be right in the human side. The political party, I use a gangster name, with demise so much people. Everybody know, the world know. The world use that, you know. If people are blind and people are deaf, you can't see that. So there's something where, you know, it's out there. As you click, you can see them things if you want to read the history of the shower posse. Simple as that. So as I'm saying, me not business about a gangster. We grew up in that. Me not fight against gangster, but we got to fight about the principle of a party who so teach. But some of them youth who grow up, they don't know the history of it. And then put it out there now and hide it. But they might use that. I'm afraid to see how PMP party not tackle them on that, you know. I want serious breach of everything that, you know, in the constitution still, you know. It might not written in it, but we'll check it out. You'll find so well in this you have no place in politics. Right? And name where people know of the demise, so much people get demise, and you can say murdered and things like that. That stay one side. They're not supposed to come in one political party. How that happen? And still around and make it be like a brand. Because it become a brand now, How them get rid of it? Because you see, in life, you have to get rid of the rascal thing before it grow, You have to bend it rule from, but that are going too long and when I see the PMP party, them come out and say nothing from that. Them just keep quiet. That's one thing when they're supposed to tackle. And that can help. That's supposed to ban out of that. It can't be named shower when people know. That can't go like court and rascal Gala court and win, Yeah. Because remember, where that come from, and how shower work and operate in the 80s. That's why they call themselves shower. When I shower people are there like a spray, like a spray gun. Them shower people. And that way people lose them life. So our Labour Right Party will take up that slang and I use it proudly and nobody not challenge them. Me don't understand. So as a Jamaica gone for the level, the lowest of the lowest. Because this guy is on the screen, man, Holness. The same face, this piece of narcissist. Him are the one who come and he use that. I'm of a plan, That's why everybody know. Everybody come join the Labour Party. Young and old, girls and boys. That are the first line and pick up and learn to say, show our Labour Right, show. What does show our Labour Right mean? People don't really realize what it mean. Don't really realize what that mean. Show our Labour Right, show. The symbol show, well, yo. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes, the other thing I say, well, then, my party we talk about, and tackle it and get it out of the rascal scene. Get it from the scene completely. They can't do it. That's a wrong thing, do. People lose them life, family in a mourn and grow. A lot of much thousands of people, and then people are going to talk about show in a labor. That is stay one side, brother. Make it stay around us, so. You can't carry in a political party and make it be a brand. So we're not trying to push. And that's one diplomatic thing when I do, And the PMP party then can't see that. You mash it down, talk about it and get it out of it. And when the court, when the rascal, because it's a simple thing, When the rascal go through the rascal judge and him say, well, then that is wrong. And I'm fucking Lego that. I not going to hear nothing about the show when it comes to election. That one part of the thing where I don't like. That's the PMP party associate themselves with jungle and junglists. No, not like that. That could never happen. So when them people are associate themselves with certain things and then they want to come talk about them, is the party for law and order. A full shit, them full shit. No, that him bullshit, no, full shit. Them full shit. Yeah. Them want to say, well, then, them are party for law and order. Them are try to tackle crime and gangsters and things like that and get rid of them things there. And still let them a wall in night. For them own purpose. Them a wall in night for them own damn purpose. How can it be so? Eh? Which country can rascal you can associate with yourself with a political party and I use it proudly in everything up front. On radio, on television. Yo. Think some boy, I don't know, Jamaica gone away where someday you have to look for yourself and say, what really we are see it's really happening? Because my common sense for me no say should never happen. That should not mash down long time. Yeah man. But now it gets so rascal regular. It's like an anthem with the JLP party. And I'm proud of it. So I'm proud of where them come from. And I said I don't know, where it stand for, And I like it, I know where it stand for. Yeah.
Blue, Mr. Gargan, blue. Blue till me dance up me toe.
Yeah, man, and I said I don't know what it stands for. JLP should not mash down that long time. I'm sensible Jamaicans supposed to see that too. When I know about, especially bigger people who know and I never talk about the younger one, because they don't read history. They don't look at another time for that. They only listen what them hear from them. And them hear the slang, and them take it up and do it. Some of them don't even know what go on, We shower, We shower posse, Some of them don't even know what go on. That's why them a party want to keep them people dance and fool. But people who know them things, would agree with me, I say. They're supposed to associate themselves with that line there, right? It not sound good, it not look good to even America. But America now go rascal say nothing on it. As long as them a do them dirty work for America, that's what America stand for. Once them a do the work, and that's where Labour Party stand for do all the while. Because they are a party of a conservative mind people, just like Republican, just like the party in power now, especially. So, them a get with them things there. So America go to turn a blind eye. Me not say England, I say nothing either. But this is something that's serious. If we take this guy court, they have to drop that fucking shit. Because they have so much evidence on that, what it can cause and what it cause already to human life and family who still live with them things the same speed. Lot of things, both here and abroad. Right? Both here and abroad. One serious rascal situation. Believe you me. I mean, I understand. Oh, come and just look at it and I say, no, but we check it, This is something. We look at the story and read about the story from a long time. We know it. I mean, that's why I say, well, in that 21st century, 2025, then people can't come out so bold and I use a murderous name brand name. In them rascal mix.
This a the
Yeah.
comedy it. We no pirate it, we no imitate it. Why you fi know we originate it?
Yeah, man. This is not a pirate. This is a real reality. What the people know about. So my take on this, right, because this show name give them a leverage as well, everything what them do. Yeah, because it's so powerful. And young people jump on, they don't go and see what it really means. Some of them don't know what it really means. And that is the big difference. But people at Jamaica know what this means. The news media, all of these people, and them associate themselves with it. They mix up with the nastiness. Right? Yeah, man. As I say again, I fight against no gang. Like I say, well, gang is something that exists worldwide, exists in Jamaica. Used to be part of a gang one time. Used to be part of a gang named Big 16 as a little 16-year-old. But sometimes your way, you grow yourself with it, and get caught up in it. That's what sensible people do. So me not here to fight against the gang, but you're not supposed to mix up with politics. And I use that name there when so much people, family left, this started type of way. Same, even today there. From them time, them time of horror there. From the 80s. Yeah, man, people can tell a story there. But it's all upon the FBI, the archives. People do a lot of documentary on this. This is not something where nobody will make up. It's a real thing. Right? So, me don't know. I don't know. Why? Why? Now, let me just ask the question, why why is just in a Jamaica the thing can go on? Everything got Jamaica, everything goes. And that me cannot say, yo, it's very, very, very sticky down there, Very, very sticky everywhere. But I don't know. It's a weird, weird thing to look upon and say, boy, look, I don't know. I just don't know. Very serious, you know. Very serious situation, very serious topic this. When we look on it, and not joke. Gang a gang, what them do, them do. Because gang, they all over the world. Gang that Jamaica from me born and grow up. Right? We can hear and grow about Burry Boy. Fed them up, all these people. And fed them up as somebody we know too. I know the man who killed fed them up too. From Walton Park Road as a little youth. Because that's what I'm saying now. Our thing bad from where we short pants. We are going to dance, you go stand up. Leave the yard, your mother don't fucking know. So we know the things. We know the things. I will go up like that. When you go up to the inner city, the ghetto, you will get involved a certain fucking type of way. Why you think my mother never asked God sent for me when she got America? I'm the first one. Send for every blood clot body beside me. Because basically, she should have sent for me because I'm going to spoil my brother them. My brother them. That she say, you know. I'm not taking away to fight myself. I wrote myself out of the badness and similar to the same speed and find my way. But you know, there's something that about say, well, then we know easy, we know that we really nothing to do with fight against no gang and no show up posse. But we are talking about what happened is in a real life. People still suffer from it. Let a family same way. Remember, you know, can't wipe out, you know. So how can you mix it now in a political party? And that more of you know, I think like a political party. Eh? I think like a political party. They're not supposed to clean from it and stay far from it. I want to use it and get away with it and I use it and influence people as well. I want to use the word and then I want to play the game. With the clerks and all the fuckers. Everybody had to be asked for government badness. That's not right. When it's there to clean up crime, you know. But instead of not do it, we're not part of the crime too. We're not part of the crime. Crime is everywhere. Mafia boss. Do anything to stay in power. Enriching yourself. And then come use this rascal iconic, unique word, shower. Eh? Shower labor right. Show. Well, yeah, yeah, me laugh your ass.
I'm on the wood panda. Me pussy clap.
Oh, show. Shower labor right. Show. That's supposed to come out of that, brother. Come out of the party completely. Make that stay on one side. And that is just the facts. Right? Show posse. What happened? It's happened. It's there. Can't wipe out. So when you come and link it now to form the party, it's like when I support the whole shit. And then say when the party will eradicate crime. None can go someone. I pay a fucking not nothing cannot go like that. As far as me I say. Nothing can go like that. When you're a hypocrite, when you're a liar, when you're full of shit. Yeah, full of shit. As far as me say. And people not easy, you know, brother. Them just check Jamaican for eat. That's why they say them know. You say them know them couldn't get rid of them things there, you know, because nobody not challenge them. And then I mean, I say, why the PMP don't challenge him? I say, well, then that cannot work. Lies there. I'm not a liar, but I'm just using my common sense. I know, so well, then people just keep quiet. Them gonna fucking deal with it. Them gonna get, they're not getting a rush. That could never happen in a blood clot England. I would check out that outside. Nobody could associate themselves with that. Special ministers, because the ministers them call it out more. Every political meeting them go on. Show. Yeah, Desmond Mackenzie. Yeah, the whole of them. Matthew Samuda, the whole of them. Woman and man. Them are Raslat support it. And them know exactly where to come from. And know exactly where happen. Because them are some Raslat old crocodile, you know. So them know where to come from. From Siago time. None of them did the same way from them time there. And most of them come from them time there. And them come now. I embrace it. So what am I deal with? I must Raslat, the Jamaica move away still, you know. Jamaica move away. Yeah, man. No joke. Anyway, going to one break and come back. As we are saying, we are promote a song, yeah? We do a video for it. We are roll upon that. Because our art song, that get a lot of Raslat feedback on it. Yeah, man. So we're going to do that. So we're going for a break. Back in a little bit.
Woman, you sexy from your born. Walkie, woman. You born sexy. You sexy from your born. Spin your roll, make them see the bumper. And no dumper. Walkie, woman. Woman, you sexy from your born. Walkie, woman. Me like how you walk. You just a walkie. And a talkie up. You back it up, cock it up, fling it up, ice it up. The thing pretty and buffy. Walkie, woman. You know sucky. You like when me shooby up. Walkie, woman. Me like when you sweaty and wetty. Just like when rain a fall off of your body like a raindrop. Walkie, woman. Me like when you wake up and you put on your makeup. Then you say you want a brace up. Not tears up, make me feel up. Then we kiss up, and the lips. That and the split up. Yo, walkie, woman. Me like how you walk. You just a walkie, and a talkie up. Yo, the thing pretty and buffy. You know flappy, or sappy. Your skin smooth like a young baby body. That's why them a watchy, and a chatty. Woman, you sexy from your walkie. Yo, me like when you wake up and you put on your makeup. Then you say you want come brace up. Yo, make me kiss up, woman. You sexy from your and the lips, not on the split up. Yo, walkie. You just a walkie. Woman. Me like how you walk. Woman, you sexy from your band. You like when me draw the long gun and me stick you up. Walkie, just a pinty up. Way, walkie. Woman, you sexy from your band. Woman, you sexy from your band. Woman, you sexy from your band. Woman, you sexy from your band.
Woman, you sexy from your band. Tune really a trend, man. People really love that tune. A lot of feedback I get on a song. There, normal at all. Believe you me, normal. Anyway, we're gonna listen and hear you from the same show I think we are talking about, because sometimes you have to get to the things, and get to it in a way. Yeah. Get to it and get to it in a way. Talk the things you see it and you know so well it makes sense. Yeah.
Locksmithing. To his neighbors, he was a hard-working young man just looking for an opportunity. But in Tivoli, opportunity didn't come knocking. You had to kick down the door and take it. Ambition can be a blessing or a curse. For Jim Brown, it was both. That hunger to be free, To escape the trap of poverty, it pushed him into a different kind of business. Crime wasn't just survival, it was the only way up. Jamaica's history is drenched in blood. Slavery, rebellion, colonial rule. The people built different, always ready to resist oppression no matter the cost. That fire never died, but now it burned in a different way. By the 1960s, Jamaica was a powder keg, a so-called democracy where the few lived like kings and the rest fought over scraps. That's not a place where democracy thrives. It's a place where the ruthless rise. Meanwhile, across the water, the world was on the edge of war. The US and the Soviets damn near sent the planet up in flames over missiles in Cuba. The standoff ended, but America never took its eyes off the Caribbean again. To them, the islands weren't just tropical getaways, they were battlegrounds in the Cold War. By the 1970s, Jamaica was a war zone. The island got sucked into the Cold War struggle, and the streets felt it first. Politics wasn't just politics anymore, it was blood sport. Michael Manley took power in 1972, pushing a socialist agenda with his People's National Party. On the other side was Edward Seaga and the Jamaica Labor Party, backed by right-wing forces. Lines were drawn, and Kingston's ghettos became battlegrounds. In the slums, it wasn't about political ideology, it was about survival. Both parties armed their own soldiers, their own gunmen, their own enforcers. Control the streets, control the votes. Simple as that. The fight was over scarce resources. Whoever held power controlled low-income housing, government contracts, and all the little perks that kept people loyal. Elections weren't won at the ballot box, they were won in the streets. And in Kingston, war meant fire. If an area had too many opposition supporters, they burned it down. No hesitation. Torched entire neighborhoods in the dead of night. Families wiped out. Homes turned to ash. If the fire department showed up, they got bullets for their trouble. Once the smoke cleared, bulldozers came through, wiping out whatever was left. In its place, a new housing scheme, filled with their own loyalists. That's how the game was played. And at the heart of it all were the contractors. Construction in Jamaica was a dirty business, straight up gangster-ish. Politicians and developers were locked in, feeding off the destruction. Burn a block down? That meant contracts to rebuild. If you had the right connections, you got the call to handle the job. That's where Jim Brown came up. By the mid-1970s, he wasn't just another Tivoli Gardens hustler. He was making moves. He had connections, power, and a growing rep in West Kingston. He started as a contractor, rebuilding what the warlords destroyed. But the streets knew him for something else, his trigger finger. Jim Brown wasn't just in the game, he was climbing the ranks. And with Tivoli Gardens locked down as Seaga's stronghold, Brown saw his way up. He wanted more than just a piece of the action. He wanted the throne. By the late 1970s, Kingston streets were soaked in political warfare. But it wasn't just bullets and bodies. There was an obsession creeping in from Hollywood. The gangsters of Jamaica weren't just killers anymore. They were cowboys, outlaws, silver screen bandits. The old school dons took their cues from John Wayne and Clint Eastwood, strutting through the slums like they ran the Wild West. By 1980, the streets exploded. The national elections weren't just about votes, they were about survival. The country was already split down the middle, and everyone knew the real battle wasn't in Parliament, it was in the trenches of Kingston. And when the war kicked off, every man with a grudge, every street soldier looking for a come-up, strapped up and...
So at the same thing, Andrew Holness, I follow, you know, same pattern, you know. Yeah, man. Same pattern. So, he know what I'm doing. He know what I'm doing. You want to hear some more.
picked a side. Most of the gunmen knew who held the real power, the JLP. The word was out. The CIA backed Edward Seaga and the Jamaica Labor Party. That meant money, guns, and protection. The JLP wasn't just another political party. It was the government in waiting. When Seaga took power, the entire game shifted. And Jim Brown, he wasn't just another gunman anymore. He was the enforcer, the king of Tivoli Gardens. His name carried weight, his reputation stamped in blood. He went from being Seaga's personal bodyguard to one of the most powerful men in Kingston. But on the other side, the PNP street generals knew what time it was. They had two choices, run or die. After the election, the purge began. The JLP's winning gunmen, Brown at the top of the heap, held the city in a stranglehold. Any PNP enforcer still breathing got the message quick. Jamaica was no longer safe.
Same thing Andrew Holness do right now. So much rascal, people dead, man, in a PNP area. before they win election, and since them they win election. In Anatolia, them are raid people, and all them are raid is PMP supporter. So them a kill all the people them just like where they go on. So we have to say the same pattern Andrew Holness, I follow. Him come with a vengeance. Because him a try to finish up what Siago never achieve fully. Yeah man. Just watch the ride.
For them. That's when the exodus began. With nowhere left to go, the Jamaican gangsters fled to the U.S. Some hit Miami, others set up shop in New York, Toronto, and D.C. But this wasn't just a bunch of street thugs looking for a hustle. This was the birth of the Shower Posse. And with Jim Brown leading the charge, the bloodshed in Jamaica was only the beginning. By the early 1980s, Jim Brown wasn't just a name in the streets, he was a legend. To the outside world, he was a cold-blooded enforcer, a kingpin draped in blood and power. But to the people of Tivoli Gardens, he was a champion, a protector, a godfather. He played the role straight out of a Hollywood Western. The lone gunman standing against all odds, the misunderstood outlaw who did what needed to be done. To them, he wasn't the villain, he was the savior. In West Kingston, the Don was law. He wasn't just a gangster, he was a leader. The government might turn a blind eye to the people suffering, but the Don made sure they ate. He made sure they had protection. He made sure the streets moved when he said so. Of course, to law enforcement, he was nothing but a criminal. A ruthless, untouchable warlord who used his power to fuel the drug trade and flood the streets with death. But to the people, the Don was the system. After the 1980 election, Jim Brown's power only grew. Siega was in office, and that meant Brown had a pass. As Siega's right-hand enforcer, he moved back and forth between Jamaica and the U.S. like he had a diplomatic passport. And then, America flipped the script. Ronald Reagan stepped into the White House, and with him came a new war on drugs. Suddenly, the U.S. was pumping money, military support, and resources into wiping out Jamaica's ganja fields. The same weed that had been Jamaica's bread and butter was now under siege. That's when Jim Brown made his next move. He wasn't just a shooter, he was a strategist. The drug trade had to evolve, and he had the political connections and street muscle to make it happen. If Jamaica couldn't move the weed out, Brown would move the game forward. Using his ties to the wharves in West Kingston, Siaga's territory, he locked in control of the smuggling routes. From Miami to Toronto, D.C., New York, and L.A., Brown bypassed the system, keeping the money flowing and the drugs moving. With ganja under attack, cocaine was the next step. Jim Brown wasn't just running the streets of Kingston anymore. He was building an empire that stretched from the islands to the heart of America, and soon the world would know just how deadly the Shower Posse could be. This is the real story of Jim Brown and the criminal empire that changed the game, the Shower Posse. The name was earned in blood. It came from the way they rained bullets down on their enemies, a shower of ammunition that left bodies cold in the streets. At first, they were political enforcers, moving for Edward Siaga and the JLP, but politics was just the beginning. The real power was the drug trade. And when the world's demand for cocaine and crack exploded, the Shower Posse was ready to supply. By the early 1980s, America's drug war was a joke. The government was pouring in billions, but the streets were flooded with dope. Crack was hitting like a tidal wave, and the Shower Posse was at the center of it. Jim Brown had already locked down Kingston. As Siaga's bodyguard, he was the top enforcer, the last word in West Kingston. But after the 1980 election, the game changed. All the small-time shooters, the friars, were scrambling out of Jamaica, looking to stake their claim in America's drug trade. Brown saw it for what it was, an open lane, a gold rush, and he had the connections, the muscle, and the mindset to run it. Alongside his right-hand man, Vivian Blake, Brown plugged into Jamaican strongholds in New York, D.C., and Miami. At first, they moved weed through front businesses, reggae record shops, vegetarian spots, mom-and-pop stores. But it wasn't just petty hustling. The Cali cartel, the real power in the cocaine trade, saw potential. It said they handpicked Jim Brown and the Shower Posse to run their product on the streets. They needed soldiers, ruthless, disciplined, and organized. The Shower Posse fit the bill perfectly. With Colombian cocaine, Jamaican muscle, and American demand, the Shower Posse didn't just enter the drug game. They took it over. The Colombian cartels were everywhere, more ingrained in American cities than even fast food chains. Any cop worth his badge back then would tell you drugs, dealers, and addicts were everywhere. And they weren't shy about it. These cartels were bold, running the game with no fear. They came from an island where the police were just as much a part of the violence as the criminals they were supposed to be hunting. In Jamaica, the police were responsible for 1/3 to 1/2 of the homicides on the island. A staggering stat when you think about it. So, when you talk about the Jamaicans in this game, the Shower Posse, Jim Brown and his crew, they weren't just some local thugs. They were gangsters willing to break the #1 rule in the underworld, never kill cops. They didn't just break that rule, they ran right over it. These were people who had no problem killing police officers, no hesitation to shoot anyone who got in the way. They thrived on violence, they lived by it, and it made them the perfect street-level enforcers. Jim Brown and his Shower Posse were on top of the game. In Jamaica, Brown was untouchable. When the rival community of Rima started making moves, threatening his turf, it was Brown who led the reprisal raid that left 12 people dead. There was outrage, sure, but no justice. No one touched him. In fact, it seemed like the Jamaican government gave him more freedom to move between Jamaica and the US, turning a blind eye to the carnage. For Jim Brown, business was booming. Crack cocaine was an epidemic in the States, and the authorities couldn't touch it. Meanwhile, the body count just kept climbing as the Shower Posse continued to pour violence into the streets. The global drug trade was staggering, worth around $400 billion a year according to the United Nations. That was enough to put it ahead of the oil industry and just behind the arms trade. The money was untaxed, flowing straight into the hands of some of the world's most ruthless figures, and they used it to strengthen their grip on the world. The U.S. authorities had no clue who Jim Brown was at first. While he was sliding back and forth between Kingston and Miami, he was making a name for himself in the streets. In 1984, he touched down in Miami, and within days, he was involved in a brutal crack house massacre, leaving 5 bodies in his wake, including a pregnant woman. She got on her knees and prayed for her life, but Jim Brown executed her right there, sending a message loud and clear. This is how
You see, this is the thing I'm here to talk about. So when I say people still suffer, people still in the grieve and things like that. And a political party, I gotta use that name, Shower. Shower Labour Right. And them allowed to get away with it. And Holness come really rebrand it, you know. So that part of it, him a try to send a signal. So that me look at them and I say, nah man, this can't be right. Andrew Holness too barefaced. And the Labour Party, they should never, an MP where people elected as a democratic country, they try to fight crime and get the place in order. And them they on the podium with them or whatever, meet them there. All that they must say ball out shower, where 5 people dead, a pregnant woman involved, a beg for her life. So she and her baby gone. And this bomber world government here, I use that rasta, because they know everything where from this report, you know. Them know everything that go on. And them resurf it. And I use reverse psychology upon it, and people not see it. PMP should see them thing and call it out. Make them fucking abandon that shit from associate with them party. Yeah man. Kinda look good. It might look good to some. But we look on the whole background of the whole thing. So we have to glorify something when pregnant women are dead. We don't know that. I want to glorify and use that word there. But I can tell you, you know, Jamaica gone away still, you know. And the leader them really soft out to who's supposed to protect the whole system of Jamaica. Nothing supposed to go on, brother. It could never happen in America. It could never happen in England. No party in America, 2 main party, could never link the mafia, nor the mafia them, to them party name. No man, that could never happen. One party named Republican Party. one party named the Democratic Party. That is party name. Just like the PMP name, People's National Party. It have no stigma to it. It have no gang, nothing to deal with it. In it. But JLP now, they might use this thing and get away with it and check say, well, that's not legal, you know. I mean, I know how the opposition will see them thing, they call it out. And this is just the truth. That's what you call that constructive criticism again. Because the more you allow them people to get away with them things, they're going to do more and more and more. And that's what they do. Because they feel like they can get away with everything. This is a thing I run in an election. And look what happened at Demar's time and at the era of them time in the 80s. We didn't even shower. What happened? And I play things, you know. And them connected to the party as a name brand. Now, sir, well, this is some more still.
You make a name in the drug game. You commit acts of violence like that to remind the streets who's running it. It wasn't until after that 1984 crack house slaughter that the feds and Miami's Metro-Dade police connected the dots. Jim Brown and Lester Lloyd Koch, the infamous shower posse boss, were the same man. The body count kept climbing. Then came March 30th, 1985. Another example of the shower posse's ruthlessness when they opened fire on 300 reggae dancers at the Firemen's Benevolent Association Ball in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. One man was killed and 3 others were wounded. The violence didn't stop. It was everywhere, making their name more and more dangerous. But what really tripped the feds up and brought in ATF was the gun trafficking. The shower posse had gotten real good at smuggling guns. They'd buy them up in Ohio, Virginia, and West Virginia and haul them across the country by car to New York, Boston, wherever they were needed for operations. And Jim Brown wasn't just sending drugs, he was also sending firearms back to Jamaica, strengthening the posse's grip there too. In 1984, a major shipment of high-powered firearms was sent to Jamaica. It was a big deal. These weapons were supposed to land at the Kingston wharves, but someone tipped off the authorities and the shipment was intercepted. When they opened the barrels, they found a huge stash of guns. And that's when Interpol, the international police, got involved. As they started to track the weapons, they found out that some of them had been used in murders across the United States. That 1984 arms shipment was the turning point. International law enforcement realized they were dealing with something much bigger. It was the moment the shower posse went from just another street-level crew to a transnational force. On July 3rd, 1985, the violence that had already claimed so many lives took an even more tragic turn when a 6-year-old girl in Miami was killed in a gunfight between rival shower posse factions. She was on her way to buy an ice cream cone when the bullets flew. That was a tipping point, a moment where the full scale of the posse's bloodshed became undeniable. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms was the first federal agency to realize the full scope of the shower posse's operations. State law enforcement had already been discovering the pattern, a string of homicides and firearms trafficking connected to the gang. It wasn't until the ATF got involved, recognizing that this was a gun trade issue, their turf, that the investigation really began to take shape. As the feds started to connect the dots, the rivalry between municipal police, the FBI, and the ATF was put aside. These agencies, often at odds with each other, knew that to take down the shower posse, they had to work together. And that's when things got serious. By 1984 and 1985, it became clear to all law enforcement agencies, both local and international, that the shower posse wasn't just some run-of-the-mill street gang. The violence, the guns, and the international reach signaled something much bigger. Interpol started investigating their ties to Jamaica, and the ATF was called in for their expertise in firearms. Stateside, cities were seeing the Jamaican presence on the streets, and it wasn't just in one city, it was nationwide, from Miami to New York to Los Angeles. The FBI office in New York soon launched an initiative to target Jamaican criminal organizations, particularly the Shower Posse, which had already dominated New York's criminal underworld. They weren't just a local street crew, they were Jamaican organized crime in its purest form. At the top of the Shower Posse was Jim Brown, a ruthless enforcer, and his right-hand man, Vivian Blake. Vivian was a different breed, polished, educated, and well-connected. He had even received a soccer scholarship to Columbia University, but he left it all behind to get involved in the drug trade. Vivian had ties to the elite, His family had been involved with the People's National Party in Jamaica. But it was Jim Brown, the ghetto tough guy, who carried the weight on the streets. Together they were the perfect match. Jim Brown with the muscle and Blake with the brains and charm. They weren't just leaders, they were the architects of the Shower Posse's empire. The Shower Posse operated with a central command, with Jim Brown and Vivian Blake at the top. Their empire was tightly controlled, making it one of the only Jamaican criminal organizations that could truly be called organized crime. Unlike the Italian Mafia, which adhered to a strict code of silence, or omerta, the Shower Posse didn't have that level of loyalty or secrecy. In fact, once federal agents started taking down lower-ranking members, they quickly found that many were so scared and eager for leniency in their sentences that they sang like canaries. Where the posse lacked that bond of silence, it made up for it in a terrifying culture of violence. Fear was the glue that held it all together. Instead of loyalty, it was intimidation that kept members from talking. This wasn't some casual threat. They practiced extreme violence, terrorizing their own and their enemies to maintain control. Acts of wanton violence became a tool to establish a code of silence based not on honor, but pure fear. And Jim Brown was at the center of this brutality. He wasn't just a leader. He was feared because of his personal willingness to use violence, and the fact that he surrounded himself with people who had no problem doing the same. These were people who thrived on violence and knew how to enforce their will through force. This culture of violence was ingrained in Jamaican society. Guns were not only tools of power, they were a form of empowerment for the disenfranchised. In a society where many lived in poverty and felt helpless, the gun became a way to take control of life and death. The fascination with firearms in Jamaica, especially in the poorer communities, was rooted in a history of oppression. And putting guns in the hands of the youth allowed them to empower themselves. This environment helped to fuel the rise of groups like the Shower Posse, who took that gun culture and turned it into a violent, profitable, and deeply feared criminal operation. Being around Jim Brown was an experience of palpable intimidation, even for those who were violent in their own right. His reputation alone was enough to make people tread carefully in his presence. Whether you were dealing with him directly or with someone in his circle, the knowledge of what he was capable of kept people on edge. He was a man of few words, but his actions spoke volumes. If you were in his corner, you adored him. If you were an adversary, you were terrified. Vivian Blake may have run the Shower Posse's U.S. operations, but Jim Brown controlled everything in Kingston. To those who followed him, he was a larger-than-life figure. He became a kind of Robin Hood, using the profits from his criminal empire to fund community centers, pay for children's schooling, and even cover burial expenses for those who needed it. This earned him a kind of respect in his neighborhood, making him a hero to the people of Kingston.
So you see, so that's what I do. Main thing I say, well then, nothing to do with the Rastler. I not talk about, I like to fight against gang or whatever. No. Because gang exists from me born. Gang exists over the world. We grow up in a certain thing, but you know, we have to give thanks and praises because even the great Jim Brown, his death is a mystery and it's an agony kind of type of death still. So, at the end of the day, that's why that's why sometimes I say sometimes I know how Tivoli still support labor, you know. If them love them Rastler boss. Because from Fedamap, not Fedamap, Claude Massop, Jim Brown, and a lot of them follow after, but we are talking about the big guys them. And the Labour Party get rid of them. So I don't know how them can still play allusion to Labour Party like that. When look at Dodos they now still. And Labour Party same speed. So you see, me don't know what go on. But as I'm saying, nothing to do with about gang. It's to do with about using that slang, shower, and connected and combine it with the Labour Party, tight round it. When so much error go on, and innocent people lose them. Nah, man. Labour Party, something wrong fundamentally. And nobody now look into it. Then people just leave them, let them do what they want to do. And all me can say, no, you don't can't get worse. And Andrew Wallace now go stop If him can't thief the election, so brawling, and not give a heck, next election, that's why them start to talk about fourth term already, because them know, them a plan it, you know. And as far as me see them plan a work. And me not see them a get no attack. So them can do it so the next 5 years time, if them last that long, because me I look for something happen, what go happen? Them a go more equipped to steal election more easy without them have to even go up on the street. Because technology gonna improve. For 5 years time, them can't lose election. As far as me see, if they don't really get cut down from now, you know. Because you have to bend the tree before the blood clot grow, you know. And I give Andrew Holness too much rain. Him and the Labour Party supporters them and them MP and him wife and everybody. So them feel like say, well then them won Jamaica. And the next thing again, we have to do this on another video about the dynasty of the Holness. But that's the one next video to come. Yeah man, it's gonna be the dynasty. And that them all them come see what me see the grooming, you know. Between them, Andrew Holness, Juliet Holness, and them two sons. But we do something about that differently. That is another video. And we'll link it to something. Yeah, man. So, people now look and see what go on. But we can't see what go on, you know. Once you let out a rascal fox, you know, you make him go through that box, you know. You can't catch him again so easy, you know. You go to have a blood clot, catch him when him rascal wounded. Because right as how we see it, Andrew Holness hard to pull back and rein in. You know, I mean, I know people see it like how I see it, you know. Because I see it right before my eyes. And what I see happen that day is that the man have something, them control, like them have something over the PMP. So them can get them to come concede so easily, get them to shake them on, give them a hug and things like that. In which way I know if it was the other way around, you would never see JLP do them things there. You would never see JLP do them things there. And that is a fact, you know. Yeah, man. We hear some more anyway.
However, to others, he was a ruthless killer. No one really knows how many people he took out, likely well over 20. But the body count from his reign of terror was high. Men, women, children, even law enforcement weren't safe from his wrath. The violence of the shower posse seemed limitless, and Jim Brown seemed unstoppable. In 1984, after the Miami crack house killings, Brown was arrested. But he had enough influence and connections to be deported back to Jamaica, where he was immediately set free. As one of Siaga's most trusted enforcers, Brown was considered untouchable in Jamaica, and the law had no real hold over him. This untouchable status allowed him to travel freely between Jamaica and the United States under various aliases, evading law enforcement and continuing his operations without fear of being caught. It wasn't until 1986 that his reign was seriously challenged, and it wasn't through his criminal enterprises, but through a murder in Jamaica. He killed a minibus driver, and this was the first time that he came face to face with the law in Jamaica. However, by then, the shower posse's violence had become so widespread and notorious that there was a growing outcry against people like Jim Brown, the untouchables who seemed to operate above the law. When Jim Brown was brought to trial for the minibus driver's murder, the predictable happened. He was acquitted despite the violence surrounding his reign. On the day of his acquittal, his loyal shower posse supporters took to the streets in front of the Jamaican Supreme Court, celebrating the verdict by firing shots into the air, a symbol of their victory and power. But despite the legal win, law enforcement, especially in the United States,
The same thing I play out right now, you know. The same thing I play out right now. Anybody who associate and link to the JLP, no matter what them do, them walk free. No matter what them do. No matter the type of crime where them do. Where people have to look on and say, nah man, them people deserve. Them get away. So the same thing I play around. Andrew Holness have build that type of net around him own organization, right? So everybody's safe. Once you see, that's why the police them can go out there and do them things there. And not now come out and hit. Cause look on this with them killer that day. The Churchill lane. Yeah, you kind of shut down already. Whether you're not going to the police. So yo. Jamaica. Now wake up.
States wasn't ready to let up on Jim Brown or his gang. The RICO Act, a powerful tool against organized crime, allowed federal officials to go after the leaders of the Shower Posse for the crimes committed by their soldiers. Brown's days were numbered. American authorities were learning how to fight back against these international gangs, and the Shower Posse's rise in violence was starting to catch up to them. But Jim Brown's untouchable status in Jamaica had its limits. The Jamaican government, facing growing pressure from the U.S., finally took Brown into custody. An extradition process was initiated to send him back to the United States to face the music. As the assault on the Shower Posse and other Jamaican gangs ramped up, Brown's capture seemed like the inevitable next step in a war that had been escalating for years. But even in Jamaica, the success of the Shower Posse, especially with the rise of crack cocaine, began to work against them. The flood of cash into the organization created a new set of problems: internal strife. Feuds started brewing within the Shower Posse as members began to fight for their share of the wealth. The vertical structure of the gang, where the leaders at the top were making the most money, became a powder keg as the lower-ranking members began to feel the strain of their lower status. As the cash flow from crack continued, the Shower Posse grew larger, attracting more and more people wanting a slice of the action. This expansion only made the internal issues worse, leading to splinter groups forming and members relocating to other areas to start their own drug operations. The Shower Posse's dominance was starting to crumble under its own weight. By 1990, U.S. law enforcement was on a full-scale assault against the Jamaican posses. On December 6th, a coordinated operation went down, led by the New York FBI office, in collaboration with various agencies, including the NYC Police Department, the ATF, the Immigration Service, and several others. This operation targeted 32 locations, primarily in Brooklyn, New York, but also in Albany.
I have a say as well, say, you see in the 90s or so, right in the 90s or so, you have a saying or a song say, everything happen, a yard they get the blame. Those days. So it's from the Shower Posse, So them carried straight through and it have a big stigma upon a lot of people. Yeah, big stigma upon a lot of people. People don't want, when in the 90s, people cannot really, Jamaican just get the blame, Or when you're a good Jamaican and things like that. But see, people go through it. Right? So as something will run right up to the end. And, on the Friday, become see the JLP, using that slang as a big part of them party organization. Right? Woman had said, man has said, people who respectable, well, not respectable, who's supposed to be respectable, people vote for them as a minister, wear jacket and tie and dress all these kind of way to represent the people who in a world like this. Them campaign fully. I'm proud of it. And nobody no rush them. Nobody no try to say, well, then this will mash down, this can't continue. You know what I mean? Nobody at all. So them have it now. It's come like it just gets so common. Now it's norm. And it's really bad. Yeah, man, it's really bad. Now it's norm. Show.
Long Island and even
Show a labor right. Show.
Dallas, Texas. These locations were known to be used by the Shower Posse as either safe houses, warehouses for cash, guns, and drugs. The operation was a massive success. Numerous posse members were arrested, taken into federal custody, while authorities seized automatic weapons, cocaine, heroin, and marijuana. It was clear the shower posse's reign of terror was being met head-on by the full might of American law enforcement. The message was sent. No one, not even the shower posse, was untouchable anymore. Jim Brown wasn't going out without a fight. He took his extradition battle all the way to the British Privy Council, Jamaica's highest court of appeal, hoping to escape the U.S. justice system. But in 1992, the Privy Council shut him down, ruling against him and clearing the way for his extradition. His fate seemed sealed. He was finally going to face trial in the United States for the shower posse's reign of terror. But just before U.S. Marshals could take him into custody in February 1992, Jim Brown mysteriously died in a fire inside his cell at Kingston's General Penitentiary.
So that this is what I go on, you know. You see, this is where politics do, you know, using and refusing. When the man who dies, we know enough of them things, you know. Police have take them out by order by the rascal government. Because what Jim Brown was going to expose Siago, and him could never take that, bring him right down. He himself might end up in a jail. So, him get rid of Jim Brown, just like Claudimus up. And that's why I say all table people, them know that. And the last of them don't know, you know. And them still support labor right. So they never really loyal to them, man. Them will never rascal loyal to them, man. They never loyal to them, man. You should the man to look after them. Send them kids to go to school. Build community center. It's like a Robin Hood, you know. Yeah. Rob from the rich. And help out the poor. Nothing wrong with that. But you have now. We got to talk to say, well then, see what happened? Just on the eve when he's supposed to go to America, the eve, you know, because Siaga could never allow him to do that. Because he was going to carry him down. And that's what everybody doing. Everybody try to look a way out. Somehow, Una sing like a bird. So the bigger man out there behind it now, them are the man now. Ooh, I will take you out by any means necessary, you know. I make it look anywhere. Because them couldn't rascal them couldn't kill him with gunshot inside, so him in a prison, so and a lot of them can't put out it with police, so them find a way or fire for coming a bomb clad cell. One cell. They find a like say the fucking prisoner burn down. But they find a way and say I go then and go and grave and get away with it. But the people them still has a labor right down there, so that's why we are talking about Jamaica mindset. The people them have some mindset we may not understand. And that's Jamaica alone top all over the world. You know what I mean? So that was the end of Jim Brown. And who get him out? He don't die by rascal, natural. He don't die by natural causes at all. Him die by the same man who used to back him when we used to do him work for him. Get him the vote and things like that. Be the strong man for him. Who can control the community. So from him control the community, Siago nice, Siago can't lose on so. But that him same one come get him out in the end. And that is a gangster role. Well, my take is this. My take is this. And it's wrong. It's sad. It's bad and it's mad. The JLP come take up that slang shower when so much rascal that tries to go one in a that fields. And them know fucking damn well. So them think them can do everything and get away with it. And that is wrong. But me I raise this and as that thing will come to me, I'm going to look on it. Because I raise that and say, well, yeah, this is worthwhile raising. Talk about, put it on record here. Yeah, man. Put it on record here. This is something really serious. Very serious though. Very, very serious. Why, oh boy. Anyway, Jimbo, you do a skillful work as the mastermind and things like that for a long time too. Just like the Al Capone them and the mafia them in America. You lead that as a Jamaican. That's why, we still, I'm going to give you a good encore for that. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Give an encore for that. Because you're the boss of all boss. We have no problem with the gangster role. Because people are going to gang anyway. The mafia them do it all over the world. And I just fucking America, you have the Italian mafia. Them no ramp neither. Them take out baby, whatever to get them, to get what them want. But all I'm saying is, them things are gangster thing. Innocent people are dead. That are go on before but that is something we come within mankind everywhere. You're gonna find it. So let me give you code for that. But the one thing I agree with, the labor right take it up and embed it that slang in a Nebraska campaign. It's not right. And it need to stop. Yeah, man, it need to stop. And that are the facts. Yeah, man. It need to stop, brother. But anyway, just want to just get that off of my chest. And that's it. When we see the topic, we have to get it off my chest, find the time. And if we can do something later on, we don't make no promise. But it's all you feel and things like that. And what comes to your mind. Yeah, man. So, and I say go. So each and every one look up on yourself. And each and every one who pass through and hear this little chat here. Yeah, man. Positive chat, good topic. As far as me see, a lot of people agree with me as well. No joke about that. Some would not going to, because not everybody like God, or Christ, So I just say go. Well, anyway, we out and running, out and gunning, out with this walkie. Yeah, man.
Woman, you sexy from your born. Walkie, woman. You born sexy. You sexy from your born. Spin your roll, make them see the bumper. And no dumper. Walkie, woman. Woman, you sexy from your born. Walkie, woman. Me like how you walk. You just a walkie. And a talkie up. You back it up, cock it up, fling it up, ice it up. The thing pretty and buffy. Walkie, woman. You know sucky. You like when me shooby up. Walkie, woman. Me like when you sweaty and wetty. Just like when rain a fall off of your body like a raindrop. Walkie, woman. Me like when you wake up and you put on your makeup. Then you say you want a brace up, not tears up. Make me feel up. Then we kiss up, and the lips. That and the split up. Yo, walkie, woman. Me like how you walk. You just a walkie, and a talkie up. Yo, the thing pretty and buffy. You know floppy, or sappy. Your skin smooth like a young baby body. That's why them a watchy, and a chatty. Woman, you sexy from your walkie. Yo, me like when you wake up and you put on your makeup. Then you say you want come brace up. Yo, make we kiss up, woman. You sexy from your and the lips, not on the split up. Yo, walkie. You just a walkie. Woman, me like how you walk. Woman, you sexy from your band. You like when me draw the long gun and me stick you up. Walkie, just a pinty up. Way, walkie. Woman, you sexy from your band. Woman, you sexy from your band. Woman, you sexy from your band. Woman, you sexy from your band.
On Sticky Stocky TV. If your finger is not sticky, subscribe. But if your finger sticky, do not subscribe on Sticky Stocky TV.